So Ms. Joe Frazier will soon one day see that she is not bigger than the program, and Miss Third Wheel will unfortunately learn the hard way how to stay out of the married business that pays her. But now that the clapbacks have seemed to calm down for a spell, let's get into this divorce showdown from a feminine point of view. Hello, Chloe here, and welcome back to another case study video, and welcome back to my soft power platform. And if you are new here, ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers, welcome. So I wanted to share my thoughts on this crazy middle-aged marriage crash out starring Remy Ma and what looks to be her soon-to-be ex-husband, Papoose. Because behind this broken marriage story, there is a lot of repressed anger and animosity and deep, deep hurt that is directly correlated to this soon-to-be divorced couples' role reversal and their polarity issues. And what we have all witnessed with both Papoose and Reminisce is the public explosion of all of that repressed anger. And while I do not have a dog in this fight because they are both not handling this well, but for a feminine education, I highly suggest that you watch my first video on this disaster, because this divorce story has many layers and will not be a boring snooze fest of a divorce breakup in a way that Ms. Tia and Mr. Corey both put us to sleep. This marriage breakdown is all about piled on resentments, both parties who point blank have failed at their masculine and their feminine assignments, as both of these energies are needed for a marriage or any relationship to successfully thrive. Otherwise, these relationships will go through predictable crash outs, like I've stated in so many of my case study videos. Because a woman doesn't just wake up and say, let me throw my wonderful husband away for no reason at all. So let's start with how this entire flare-up started, and I will be back with the rest of my commentary.
Married in 2008. That's not who this is now. Now he's a wife. Listen, this is what I would like. Papoose, you have my lawyer's information. If you can't afford to retain a lawyer, since your lawyer that the number you gave us has not been retained yet, I told you I'll paper it. If somebody over there that loves you wants to paper it, great. That will make me happy. Everything is signed and ready to go. I don't want nothing. I'm not even asking for child support. My daughter's school, her babysitter, her nanny, her gymnastics, her swimming, her dancing, her healthcare, her all of that. I take care of it like I've always done. I don't need anything. Stop. Could you please ask him? Because he keeps saying he doesn't have any clothes, but he doesn't really have to come over here and get them. I literally had. I'm so great. I'm so nice. Look how nice I had this bagged up. I bought these bags off of Amazon. These are good bags, and I packed it so nicely. Hats in one, sneakers in one, jackets in one. I did everything. So it's waiting here. I cleared out this whole area. Everything. Look, this has been here since last year. Like, I'm not stuck. Nobody, there's no hold up. Any hold up is on that side. Nobody took anything from. Y'all don't know. Actually, my ex might be the least income making person that I've ever been with. Ever. Everybody included. Yeah.
So there you have it. I already touched on the root of Remy Ma's outright disrespect of Papoose in my last video. And then boom, she confirms her lack of attraction to this man. And she confirms their lack of polarity, exactly like I said before, was the root of the problem. Point blank, Papoose is not his own man, and Remy Ma is done and is pissed with the role reversal that she tolerated to uphold an image. And although she is clearly very angry about it all, we all know that behind the mask of anger and behind her rough and tough brolic energy, that more than likely she is just very sad and disappointed that the father of her child and that her marriage to a man that she has known for over 20 years has basically gone up in smoke. As for Papoose, Papoose is the nice, supportive, golden retriever dude. And although there is absolutely nothing wrong with being a nice guy, women are not solely attracted to nice guys for being nice. Women are wired for our own survival to be attracted to strength, even the masculinas. We are also attracted to masculine competence, which is what this video is really going to touch on. Can he earn money and be successful at what he is good at? Can he back up his confidence with results that we can share in, that we can feel safe in, that we can feel secure in? Can his ambition give my feminine divine the space and the time to rest? That, in a nutshell, is very important to us as women, especially when we are in touch with our femininity. No matter how often the dust buckets and their shake and go wig supporters want to argue you down about it, it is a part of feminine nature to be attracted to men who have strong follow through and who are accomplished because, simply put, nature likes winners and women love stature. And the quiet part that we do not like to say out loud is that we actually love to be chosen by men who have status. And it will always be that way. And unfortunately, Papoose seems to be missing a huge chunk of masculine competence in his arsenal. And I am not saying that he is a bad person or the boogeyman who drowns puppies and who kicks old people in the back, but he is a flop husband that comes off as if he is stuck in the early 2000s, and he comes off as a directionless 47-year-old who is confused about his masculine deficits, along with the fact that he seems to love to hitch his wagon to a strong woman, which to a feminine woman is very anti-seductive and is a huge turnoff, especially when you need a break or when you need the time to recuperate and rest and you need your husband to lead. Now, I know that people had such high hopes for this marriage's reconciliation, but many of you are going to have to grieve the fact that this crumbling marriage was basically a facade and a hood illusion that they both propped up for the reality TV coin, until Remy finally got tired of wearing the black love mask. And like all role reversal wives, she got tired of living in masculina hell. And she got tired of pretending like she is married to a winner when she isn't. And there are a lot of women who are in Remy Ma's shoes, who are married to golden retriever men, who they are not attracted to. And eventually those nice guys will get the shock of their lives when their do-it-all Miss Independent 50-50 wives turn into Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from the repressed resentment from having to carry their feminine husbands. Now, when a woman or a man does not understand the importance of a woman's feminine divine, these are typically the people who love to use the very dated scare tactics to encourage women like Remy Ma to stay in unfulfilling marriages with a purse holder husband who is low on masculine competence and who is a husband that she is not attracted to and with a husband that she does not respect. Those days of women staying with men that they are not attracted to are skating on really thin ice, because Remy Ma has made it very clear that she has had to carry both Papoose and his masculinity, and now she is over it. Now, people love to bring up this Papoose golden retriever, he was loyal origin story, as if that is the only thing that a wife should want in her husband. But the whole time Remy Ma was in jail, Papoose did very little to level up his masculine competence. So when Remy Ma got out, she married this man, accepted that he cheated on her while she was in a clink, and she went to work for another man that provided her opportunities that her own husband could not provide, until she got completely disgusted with her feminine husband from having to do all of the heavy lifting. As for Clarissa Jo Frazier, who has put herself in the middle of this marriage and who wants to get froggy about another woman's husband, she is way too loud about a married man, and Papoose will soon make a fool out of Jo Frazier and her IG Twitter fingers because she is getting too up close and personal with the algorithm because she wants her happy ending by any means necessary. And she probably really likes Papoose because he's probably nicer to her than her own deadbeat user family, which I did a video on, because our own deadbeat family of origin story definitely explains why she has blindly chosen to go so hard and to trauma bond to a so-called nicer opportunist. But when it is all said and done, and when the dust and the smoke clears, Clarissa will realize that she does not fully know her man like Remy does. Joe Frazier knows his representative, and right now she wants to be his caretaker and the main character, but as a rebound, she is coming into this messy marriage situationship with a blind spot because she has not seen all of Papoose' cracks, and she's going to learn the hard way that being a man's caretaker and being the breadwinner for a man gets old really fast, and that you don't give your all to a person who is already spiritually bonded to another woman, which is a huge mistake that desperate women make. Papoose may like her, but he isn't in love with her because she is a rebound, and that will be a burn for her to accept once the lights come on. But Clarissa, of course, is betting her future on Pap because she is in love with his feminine, supportive side. For now, that is until she needs his masculine side to activate, and it won't. Pap loves dominant women, but even dominant women stop being attracted to the nice guy whose masculinity is weak. So as far as I'm concerned, Clarissa is just a placeholder to ego repair her short boyfriend's broken, humiliated ego. But her blind spot is that she too is a masculina. So in her naive defenses, she does not see what Remy Ma has gotten sick of yet. So if Clarissa isn't already paying for her man's daily meals, his rent, his phone, his gas, his electric, and his divorce bills, she soon will be. Not to mention, Papoose is certainly going to resent Clarissa for forcing him to divorce his wife because Papoose is going to need some serious therapy after realizing that he has lost his family and the respect of his woman over his weak leadership. As for Ms. Reminisce, because I have a little smoke for her too, Remy Ma just wants to feel Toys R Us young again. So for now, she is on a short-term high that will eventually crash out because to leave your husband wife to become a sugar mama for street Zik is not the swiftest move either, because Mr. Temu the blockhead is never going to respect her for publicly dogging out and going against her husband. But for now, he will remain silent because he is getting all of the clout and he is getting his needs met, and his ego is definitely getting a lot of worship out of this. But men tend to take mental notes of how women operate when it comes to cheating. So this young dude is just being an opportunist until the well dries up, because this opportunist, who is 10 plus years younger than a 44-year-old Remy Ma, is not provider material. So eventually their little side thing will go up in flames. Papoose, 47, Remy Ma, 44, are both equally goofy, and they are both going through a midlife crisis. And being that Remy is 44, this behavior is pretty common for women who feel trapped in dissatisfying role reversal marriages. But the real reason why Remy keeps foaming at the mouth online is because she'd rather meet Papoose in hell than to have to pay that man alimony for his pain and his suffering, and dare I say, his emasculation. The way that Mary, Wendy, Sherry Shepherd, Halle Berry, Rachel Lindsay, and all breadwinner women have had to do. But Remy Ma already messed up because publicly cheating on your husband is grounds for him to get alimony, which will make her head explode. All in all, I give Remy Ma's masculinity score a 9 and her femininity score a 3. Clarissa Joe Frazier Shields a masculinity score of 10 plus, and her femininity score is a 2. And Papoose masculinity score is a 3. His femininity score is a 7. But let's all play a game and let me know in the comments, on a scale from 1 to 10, how masculine do you believe that Sir Papoose is? With 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. And like most men who earn less in their marriages, is Papoose holding out that his cheater wife ponies up and pays for all of his pain and suffering and his embarrassment? And as always, I thank you for liking, for subscribing, and for sharing the videos on this channel to help grow this platform. And please stay tuned for more case study videos to come, and I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.
Curtis was supposed to love me. Curtis was supposed to love me.